Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, we're going to be doing assumptions about me. A few weeks ago, or a couple months ago, I asked you guys on Instagram if you wanted to do the assumptions about me video. You guys said yes, and you also sent me some assumptions. So I've picked a few and I'm going to answer them. So without further ado, some of these were like really interesting to read, but let's just hop straight into it. The first assumption is that I want to get hypnotized again. For those of you who don't know, I was hypnotized. I've got 3 videos here where the hypnotism was actually happening. Yeah, when I watched back, I was like, yeah, that's pretty life-changing. But the answer is I do not want to get hypnotized again. Why don't I want to get hypnotized again? It's a really surreal experience. It impacted my mindset, but now that I know of all the different ways that I can learn to improve my mindset, hypnotism is not my choice. Like, I wouldn't choose to do it that way. This is so interesting. The assumption here is you don't like your Filipino heritage. I love my Filipino heritage so much, and it's something I'm really proud of. When I introduce myself to people and they say, oh, what's your background? I'll often say I'm Filipino from Australia. They go, you look like that, but you sound like that. And so I always just say I'm Filipino from Australia. I love to educate people about our food, our language, our country. And it's one of the reasons why I have run 2 workshops in the Philippines to business owners. I would love the leaders of the Philippines to be able to educate others about the Filipino culture through social media. Assumption is wrong. Just kidding. I love my Filipino heritage. Oops. And on that, the next assumption is that I cannot speak Tagalog. Pero marunong ako. Fluent, except for yung word na fluent. It takes me about 5 minutes to adjust. Kunwari ngayon, for the first 5 minutes, medyo awkward. Pero kaya ko mag-vlog ng straight Tagalog. Well, hindi straight Tagalog. Medyo Taglish, pero pwede. Kaya. And the next assumption is that I'm an undercover agent and I'm working for the FBI. I am not. Oh! Your boobies aren't real. And then it says in brackets, not being creepy, but I want mine done to look like yours. Okay, correct. I had breast augmentation. I think I was about 25 years old, and I got them done with a friend. So the answer is you're correct. You are a very positive and confident person. Oh, I'm very positive, yes. I'd say that I'm innately positive. Confidence is something that I've had to work on my whole life. I grew up a really shy kid, so much so that most of the time I had very few friends and I rarely spoke. I took this into my adulthood, even though I did a lot of things to sort of work through it. Some of the things I wanted to work on was like confidence in just speaking to strangers. So my only way to do that was actually just pushing through the discomfort and speaking to a stranger. Becoming a flight attendant really pushed me because I had to be the boss. I was like 23 years old and I had to be the boss of the people who didn't want to follow the rules of the game. Even like moving on, going freelance, having to sell, that really scared me and intimidated me. So I made myself do it. What else scared me? I always wanted the experience of being confident in a boardroom. And so I put myself in that situation where I had to speak in a boardroom. I found that the more that I do things that scare me, the more that I would develop that confidence. But the confidence, man, it never really came to me naturally, but I do believe that we have everything we need within us. We just need to push ourselves to bring it out of us. Now, another person said you can't speak Filipino, pero bakit? Medyo mahirap sa una, pero sa totoo lang kaya. Happy, highly self-aware, successful, you know what you want, you trust the journey. That is pretty on point. I'm happy, yes. That came with a lot of meditation and understanding what I have now. Highly self-aware, definitely my self-awareness has grown. There's a lot of things that I know about me now that I didn't know about me back then. And where that came from was developing an ability to listen to others and also seeing where I judge myself, etc, etc. Successful, I think success is definitely something that's subjective. In my eyes, I am successful because I have everything that I've wanted to have, although I'd like to upgrade my car. But you know, there are some things that are here that if I really look back to them, I go, oh, you did good, girl. I do know what I want. The way that happened is because I've experienced a lot of things, and then I was able to give myself the opportunity to be like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I also had to teach myself how to be decisive so that I know how to go yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Otherwise, it would just be like, yes, maybe, I don't know, maybe, sure, I'm not sure. Because that's how it used to be. And do I trust the journey? Yes. My faith is high. And just looking back at the way my life has panned out, I trust that there are some things that I don't understand why they're here and why they're happening, but do trust that they're there for a reason. Snob. But that was before I watched your video on YouTube. You know what's crazy? A lot of people think that I'm a snob, and they always tell me like later on, they're like, oh, I thought you were a snob, but then I started talking to you and you're just like normal. But I don't know what makes people think I'm a snob. You tell me what makes you think that I'm a snob. Why? Is it my demeanor? I'm curious. There's another assumption is that you are from a rich family. This is quite not true. I didn't come from a lot of wealth. Here's an example. My parents went through a separation at one point in my life. It was between a stint of Australia, Philippines, Australia, Philippines. At this point, my mum decided to take us 3 kids back to Australia. Came back to Australia, had to go to a new school. All the kids were wearing these brown shoes. And I wanted the same shoes. The shoes were about $60. I will never forget this story. And I told my mum, Mum, I really want these shoes. She goes, we can't afford them right now. We've got a lot of bills to pay. So we have to get you other shoes. And I said, okay. So I got other shoes. And then I think the next term or the next year, I ended up getting those shoes. And I was so happy. So we've definitely been through ups and downs. In short, I don't come from a rich family. Everything that I have and everything that I've built on my own. Of course, I've had the moral support of like family, but just everything that I've achieved, I've done it on my own. And I think with a lot of curiosity and inquisitiveness, it hasn't been a lot of pushing, it's just been a lot of, I want that, I'm gonna do it to get it. So I guess I've never really been a person who overthinks things. Now that I'm older, I do think about things a lot more, but I still go for what I want. You haven't achieved even half of the things that you really want to do in life. Yeah, pretty true. I've looked back at the things that I've achieved and gone, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But now I understand my bigger purpose, and with understanding my bigger purpose becomes like a map of things that I want to do. I guess the challenge is having the patience to lay it out in a way that I can enjoy the journey, because at the beginning when I was achieving things, I was doing them so quickly that I couldn't even be in the moment of the things that I was doing. So now I've made it my mission to kind of like do things in a pace that I can really like just enjoy that delicious kind of you know, those achievements in a yummy kind of way. You have an addiction to sugar, just like me. Well, funny that you say that, because I love sugary things. I'm saying it's funny that you say that because right now I'm cutting out refined sugar from my diet, and I'm only taking sugar from fruits and vegetables and just anything natural, but nothing refined, because I just love chocolate. I love lollies. Just, yeah. You check fire extinguishers on buses and corridors if you see any. I do. No. You're always been in a good mood. I'll say I'm mostly positive, but I'm not always in a good mood. I mean, I work on my train of thought, but I also give my permission to feel irritated and annoyed and angry if I really feel that way, because I feel like if I don't, I'll just be suppressing normal human emotions that we have. Yeah, I'm positive and not always in a good mood. I know that I can generate good mood kind of activity, so I do that. And then the last assumption is, it says, this is going to sound super mean, but I assumed you were a ditz. But meeting you and speaking with you, I discovered you went to uni and had all of these life experiences, and I just adored catching up with you for a chat. Yeah, a lot of people think that I'm a ditz. Oh well. That kind of goes hand in hand with people who assume that I'm a snob. But you know what's crazy? As I get older, I don't really think about that too much. It doesn't actually bother me that people might see me in that way, because, you know, I know the truth. I know that I'm only part ditz. I know myself enough to not have to worry about assumptions, and so I hope that is the same with you. Okay, so I think that's it for now. I want you to tell me, did you expect some of my answers? Tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. Say hello to me in the comments. Do you have any assumptions that you haven't submitted? Tell me what they are. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao!